When you stop chasing, you start winning. Men spend their lives chasing. Chasing women. Chasing money. Chasing status. Chasing validation. Chasing attention. Chasing recognition. And yet, the more they chase, the further everything slips away. It's like running after the horizon. No matter how fast you move, it keeps moving faster. No matter how desperate you get, it stays just out of reach. That is the law of life. What you chase runs from you. But the moment you stop chasing, the game changes. Not because the world suddenly gets easier. Not because success suddenly finds you. But because you finally understand the truth. The man who chases is a slave. The man who attracts is a king. Chasing is weakness disguised as ambition. Think about it. The man who chases women is telling the world, I am incomplete. I need her attention to feel whole. The man who chases money is confessing, I have no power. I need this paper to give me worth. The man who chases validation says, I don't trust myself. I need you to clap so I can believe in me. Chasing is loud. Chasing is restless. Chasing is desperate. And desperation is repellent. It makes women pull back. It makes money slip through your fingers. It makes respect vanish. Because nobody is drawn to the man who moves like prey. The lion does not chase the approval of the jungle. He simply is. And everything recognizes it. Attraction is born in stillness. You think you win by chasing, but you win by becoming. You win by building yourself into the man who no longer needs. You win by embodying discipline so strong, purpose so clear, energy so sharp, that everything gravitates toward you naturally. Stop chasing love. Become so magnetic, women are drawn to your silence more than they are to another man's words. Stop chasing wealth. Become so valuable, money looks for ways to enter your hands. Stop chasing recognition. Do the work so relentlessly that respect hunts you down whether you want it or not. The world bends for the man who doesn't beg for it. The reason you keep losing is simple, you're chasing. Chasing love, and losing yourself in the process. Chasing validation, and becoming invisible to yourself. Chasing opportunity, and missing the one thing you actually control, your own power. Let me cut deeper. Women do not respect the man who begs for their attention. They respect the man too focused on his mission to notice if she texts back or not. The world does not honor the man who flaunts his hunger for approval. It honors the man who keeps moving when no one's clapping. Opportunity does not present itself to the man who runs around screaming for it. It finds the one who builds silently until the noise of his results cannot be ignored. When you stop chasing, you reclaim your soul. Read that again. Slowly. When you stop chasing, you stop bleeding energy into dead ends. You stop scattering your focus into worthless pursuits. You stop giving the world permission to drain you. Most men are exhausted, not because life is hard, but because they are bleeding into things that were never theirs to begin with. They chase women who don't care. They chase money they'll never manage. They chase attention from people who don't matter. And then they wonder why their spirit feels hollow. Because chasing is a slow death. The law of stillness, what you need comes when you stop begging. This is not passive. This is not laziness. This is not manifesting. This is war. It's about cutting off every weak pursuit, every desperate attempt, every meaningless chase. And pouring that energy into building yourself. Because here's the paradox. The more you chase, the less you have. The more you build, the more everything comes. When you focus on women, they run. When you focus on mission, they follow. When you chase money, it slips. When you master value, it flows. When you beg for respect, you're ignored. When you earn it in silence, it's permanent. Discipline is attraction. Look around. Most men are lazy, distracted, soft. They can't even keep promises to themselves. They want everything fast, cheap, and easy. But the man of discipline? The man who wakes early, trains daily, studies deeply, speaks less, and moves with purpose, he becomes rare. And rarity is irresistible. That's why you stop chasing. Not because you don't want love, money, respect, or recognition, but because you understand, those things are not caught, they are attracted. And they are attracted only to the man who doesn't need them to survive. Chasing makes you a boy. Building makes you a man. The boy chases women. The man builds a life women want to enter. The boy chases money. The man builds systems money flows into. The boy chases respect. The man earns it through scars and silence. You want to know why you feel stuck? Why your spirit feels restless? Why it feels like nothing works out? Because deep down, you're still chasing. And the world smells it. How to stop chasing and start winning. 1. Detach from outcome. Stop caring about results. Care about consistency. Do the work, day in, day out, and let the rewards take care of themselves. 2. Redirect your hunger. Women are not your mission. Money is not your mission. Approval is not your mission. Your mission is your mission. Everything else follows. 3. Kill desperation. Silence the voice that begs. Walk into every room knowing you don't need to be there, but they need you. 4. Bleed for mastery. Become so good, so disciplined, so locked in, that people have no choice but to take notice. 5. Embrace solitude. Most men can't sit alone without reaching for distraction. Be the man who can. Because solitude builds power. Freedom is on the other side of stillness. You've been running for too long. Chasing ghosts. Chasing shadows. Chasing illusions that vanish the moment you touch them. Stop. Breathe. Center yourself. And build. Because here's the eternal truth. The man who chases loses. The man who builds attracts. The man who needs nothing gains everything. Final word. When you stop chasing, you don't just start winning. You start living. You rise above the noise. You silence the desperation. You walk into every room knowing you're enough. And that's when the world bends. That's when doors open. That's when women look twice. That's when money flows. That's when respect sticks. Because the universe has always favored one type of man. The man who no longer runs. The man who simply builds. The man who bleeds silently. The man who doesn't chase, because he knows he already is. So stop running. Stop begging. Stop chasing. Lock in. Build. Become. Because the moment you do, you've already won.